Welcome Shield Wall Nation. I'm actually going to do a product review of the BearFAK by Refuge Medical. So, with this BearFAK, let me give you a little breakdown. Medical in any given situation is very important. And what do I mean by every given situation? As far as boo-boos in your house, due to maybe cooking burning, right? On the job, depending on what you have, if it's a very impactful job, as far as construction, police, firefighters will have their own kit, but it's always good to have your own. Always have your own just in case, and always have it close to you that you can actually use. So I've actually bought this a while ago, and I meant to do a product review on it, and I just didn't, and I absolutely regret it. So it was kind of funny. During this juncture in my life, I was looking for a medical kit. I was Googling. There's nothing that really jumped out at me. And they're the ones that kind of like surfaced a little bit. I looked at them. The stuff in them wasn't that great. There's some good ones, and some questionable ones, but nothing really jumped. I didn't want to jump into that purchase of, $150, $200 on something that I can probably piece together for like 60, 70 bucks. Because there's just a huge increase in price of what you can actually get yourself. So I was very hesitant, and I was watching videos by, you may have heard of him, Bear Independent, and he happened to just advertise one of the products that he sells in his company. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not buy it? Because when I looked at it and I researched all the items in there were good items. The quality of them are good. The company that he gets them from are good. And if I piece this together myself, the price is actually almost the same. Almost. Given that it comes in a pouch and all the components, or the structure of the pouch, of course you have to add that in there. And the price that I saw, it was fantastic. So I'm like, you know what? I like what it has in there. This is not a boo-boo kit. This is a trauma kit. Gunshot wounds, missing fingers, missing hands, arms, legs, feet, toes, whatever. This is to stop the bleed, open airways. It's what we would use when we're deployed, or at least given as far as our IFAK. This is what we had. So with that being said, let's dive into this. So what I have here, I actually have this right now attached to my battle belt. So I don't want to take it off and have to try to put it back on, but it comes in this very solid pouch that is MOLLE attached. Right in there, I have it attached there. So it's well put together. In fact, let's see if it has it on here. See, there's Bear Independence, and let me open this. It's made out of very good material. I'm not sure what the material is, like a canvas or a nylon material. So let's open this up. So it pops open like this, and you have this grab handle that you can just, let me make sure I got you on screen here. Bam, pop it out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So then once you have it on the back, you pop it out, or a battle buddy or friend or whoever may be around you to save your life pops it out, because it's an IFAK. It's an individual kit. It's an individual first aid kit. So, boom, like that. And another thing is, it's all made in the USA. So if you can copy every item in here, And this pouch from a different country, let's say China, it'd be much cheaper, but the quality will not be anywhere close. So it has a big red handle. You rip out, it's easy. You have this big old red loop you grab, open it up, and here we go. So we opened it up here, and the interesting thing I like here is we have this medical tape, but it's on this little Velcro loop, and it almost acts like a tape dispenser. You just unravel it as you use it, rip, unravel as you use it, rip. And actually it's like almost like a tape dispenser like you'd get at like you'd have on a desk, right? So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. So let's start in this side right here. Everything's packed so tight, I'm afraid I'm gonna like mess it all up. So we actually have our tourniquet here. It's our good old cat tourniquet, combat tourniquet. I'll show you right here. And with tourniquets, you have to at least make sure it's 1.5 inches wide to actually be considered a reputable tourniquet, which this one is. So later on, I'm actually going to open this up and prep it. So when I actually use this kit, it's readily available, and I'm not bleeding out trying to take this plastic off if I have like one hand missing. So that's what I'm going to do after I shoot this wonderful video. Also, in this little section right here, we have just some gloves here. Some good old standard medical gloves. Very conveniently packed away. So I'm going to put that back. And there we go. Okay, in the center area, we have some, just push it out. We have a marker, which is convenient for the tourniquet, because when you apply a tourniquet, you do want to put the time you put it on. So you'd write on either the tourniquet itself, which does have a little silver band here, which you can write it on, or you can write it on the patient's forehead. So you put a big old T and then you write the time. Why is that? Good question. You do that so when they get to a better medical facility, they know how long the tourniquet's been on for, because the tourniquet will only be on for a certain amount of hours before it's too dangerous just to take it off. Like if I put this tourniquet on and let's say an hour from now, I'm in a medical facility, they can see, oh, well, he only had it on for an hour, they'll just take it off. As long as I'm not going to just spew blood all over the place and die, right? As long as they can also contain the blood loss there. Any further, you can start getting poisons in your blood. Like your blood will continually try to filter as it does, and it'll build up. And once you release it, if I'm cutting off this circulation here, it'll collect here, and once I release it, it'll go into my body and it'll kill me. So that's the importance of time on a tourniquet. Also, it has some duct tape, because you could always use duct tape, because duct tape saves lives. And also a decompression needle. So this, I don't want to open it, but it's to relieve pressure or air that has built up in the pleural space in your lungs, or surrounding your lungs. So I'm going to put that back, which that's actually what really makes this a fantastic kit, is just that alone. You have no idea how many times you'll need this and even in accidents, even if you're in have seen a car accident, right? Someone's ribs will puncture the sidewall and start having a lot of breathing problems due to that. You can go in there and relieve that situation properly, using it properly. So I highly suggest you look up how to use this properly, because in fact you can cause more damage than good if you use it improperly. And then off to the next little section of this IFAK is just some emergency trauma dressing. This is fantastic. Even has little little instructions on the back how to use this. I already know how to use this, unfortunately, so I won't be I won't be demonstrating that right now. I can go into greater details later on, but I don't want to tear apart this. I'll in fact just get extra pieces to do so. But it has that, and that's fantastic. And most of this stuff actually is from North American Rescue. You'll actually see it right there. It says right there with their little logo, North American Rescue, which they make fantastic medical supplies and items and kits and all that good stuff. I'm not gonna even try to put that back yet. I do have my trauma shears here, which are fantastic quality. I remember when I was working in the hospital for the Air Force, I made the mistake and bought some cheap ones. And those broke very quickly, and the thing that really was frustrating is it right here bent out, so right in this little joint is wobbly. So when I tried to cut, it was creating too much of a gap in between here, as if you know, with children's scissors, like they're safety scissors, and they're the worst things to cut with. It was kind of like that at one point, where the material wouldn't actually sever where it's supposed to sever right there. So these seem like they're really good quality. Also, you can see the logo there is by a North American Rescue. They seem solid. In fact, I like this little grip here. Right inside here, they have this little rubber grip. Well, it's fantastic. I like that. I really do, because when you're sweating, you're trying to do things, that'll actually help prevent it. And it seems solid. It seems really solid. And I don't want to have to use this to wear it out, because I'm going to be using it for real world situations. And if I'm using it to wear it out, it's not good. And the ones I use in the hospital, I only had for, this is a while ago, but I believe like a month before it really started falling apart, and I just tossed them out. And luckily someone else had another good pair of trauma shears and helped me out with that. Okay, so going in this pocket back here, make sure there's nothing else. We have some abdominal pads, and then another pair right there, which is fantastic. We have, probably wasn't supposed to remove that. Oh, this is some lubricant. Yep, some jelly lubricant for the Nasopharyngeal Airway. So this is your little airway. This is for your chest and your airway. Let me attach that back on. That's fine. And then in the bottom here, you have your hyphen seal vents. These are fantastic. I've used these, and there's two of them. Okay, wow. Okay, so and they actually give a little instruction here on how to use them. So these are fantastic. You could use other things. In fact, you can take this wrapper off, or if you have a wrapper similar to this, you can tape it on all four sides, leaving a little flutter valve here, because you do want some air escape in order, so you don't have create this pressure in your lungs. Then you need to, the decompression needle. But this is fantastic, and I'm surprised there's two, because most kits I've seen, there's only one, but there's two. The reason why there's two is most bullets or whatever projectile that can go through your body doesn't usually just stay in your body. It usually goes through one end and then out the other. So this actually helps combat that. It combats the entry and exit wound, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that. That's very wise for them to pack it like that, because, like I said, the other kits only had one. If they had actually one in their kit, they only had one. But this one actually has two, which is fantastic. And so let me put this back together because I want to. And then let's go to this little section here. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So, fantastic. We got what they like to call a survival blanket. It's really just a blanket that's like a foil blanket, really, and it's to help keep in heat and to kind of protect the patient that you have there, protect them from the elements, so to speak. it's to prevent shock due to the wounds that they have. This helps out a lot. So this is fantastic that they actually keep it in there. It's not necessarily, because it's in the IFAK, it's not necessarily for a survival thing to where you pitch up a tent with this and whatnot. But I mean, if you're really in a dire situation. But I'd really get another one so you can have in your backpack and keep this one in your medical kit for actual medical purposes. So there's that. We also have antiseptic wipes. Fantastic. You got to clean off wounds and around wounds, and even your hands too. Triangle bandage. That's actually fantastic for like a wrap. Like for if you splint your arm, you have to sling your arm. It's a really good sling as well. But you can use this for many other things because it's a very good absorber as well. So if you really need to put it on a wound to hold a bandage on a wound, you can also use it for that too. Quick Clot for those horrible wounds that you are bleeding out. Quick Clot actually works very well. On here, it's funny though, and actually it says it's a gauze, yep, and it says use on a wound and you apply pressure. Sometimes you kind of want to pack the wound a little bit to get it in there, but for most wounds you just press it on there and then wrap it. That's good. I like that. Got another roll gauze bandage right here. Fantastic. That's good. Simple that's what you would, if you have a wound, put that in there and you wrap it. Simple as that. It's cool that they actually have that together. If you read the instructions here, then you see that, you go, oh, well, I need that. Yep, that's it. Here's a compressed, here's some more gauze, a compressed gauze. Same thing as this, but as well as compressed. There's that. Has some sterile sponges, more sterile sponges, and then more a pad. Basically the same. It's the same thing but larger. So we got a 2x2, a 4x4, and a 5x9, and that's fantastic for once again putting on wounds, keeping them sterile. Even just these smaller ones would be even good just for wiping blood away, so you can actually see the wound and what you got going on. I've used plenty of these, just wiping blood away to get to the wound and to save people and figure out what the hell's going on. But that is fantastic. This is an older one. Like I said, I got this over a year ago, and so he does have a new one that came out. It's the 2.0. Doesn't mean this one's invalid, but this one definitely will do the job, 100%. And that's why I think it's fantastic about it. So let me pack this away, and once I get this pack away, I'll give you my thought process on this whole pack here, this whole IFAK. Okay, so you've seen this IFAK, and I want you to do your research as well, because an IFAK for me may have different qualities I look for than the IFAK you do. However, if you know someone that's more of a medical professional or actually has some sort of experience in this field, have them look for you. If you see a couple that you like, send it to them, see what they think. Give them the purpose of why you're getting it. Say, hey, I'm just getting it as a boo-boo kit. This kit that I have may be too much for that. However, if you want to have a kit on you when you go to the gun range, or if you, let's say you have a job which puts your life in danger, like a police officer or security, armed security, or if you're a construction worker, or, things that you're capable of getting grievous injuries, I would then look for that kit, and then look for kits that you think may be suitable, and then send it to a friend, family member, loved one, whoever it may be, to review it to make sure it has everything that you need. And that's if you don't know. If not, just do your research as well, individually. But going through this pack here, with my line of work that I do, this would do the job. This would save my life if if it really hit the fan and things went down. This would save my life 100%. And in fact, so if you go on Bear Independence channel, which I highly suggest you look at and check it out, they have a count of how many people this kit actually saved lives. And my buddy actually is number 5 or number 7 on that list. I don't remember. But he was overseas, and he told me that the kits that they have are horrible. They're pieced together horribly. They're missing some, but he got the pieces that he needed to fill in those holes as best as possible. However, he had to use it. Well, someone had to use it on him. And honestly, I think if it wasn't for the kit that I sent him the same thing as this. The only thing he changed in it was he put more gauze and stuff in it. That's about it. And that's just from his IFAK that he had. He just shoved more stuff in here. I don't even know how he did that, but he did it. But if he didn't have this kit, I don't think I'd have my friend with me today. So, I stand by this kit as probably the best kit out there, definitely for the price. Is it the best kit? I think so, but I haven't looked at every single kit out there. There can actually be a kit better. Is it well worth its price? 100%. And the customer service over there is phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal, caring. You can tell watching the video, Bear Independence videos. You can tell just by on their page, in communication with them, they are 100% from the heart. And that is absolutely hard to find, because a lot of people are from, think with their wallet. No. Refuge Medical, and I'll put their link down below. But Refuge Medical thinks from the heart, 100%. So I suggest, if you want to get any medical material or equipment from them, I think is well worth it, because not only, like I said, they're wonderful people. It's also made in America, so we can't beat that. We gotta, it goes back into our wonderful capitalist system. So, but it also goes into the pockets to help Refuge Medical and pay for the employees there. So, also another thing I want to say, and I was actually watching a video, I want to say 3 weeks ago, and they mentioned that they, if you use it in a real world situation, they actually will resupply you. They'll resupply you. I got supplies to send to my friend to make sure he has the quality stuff. And some of them, he said he replaced, but he said he couldn't really replace all of it, because he's been, since it happened, he's been in the hospital and rehab and more rehabilitation, all that good stuff. And he's actually about to go. He's about to go back over. So I got to get this to him as soon as possible. And I when I saw that video, I messaged them, and I'm like, hey, I saw the video, and one of my friends, explained the whole situation, and they just asked, was he missing? And I messaged him, and he told me he's missing this, he was missing that. He doesn't remember exactly everything he tried to replace. He didn't replace much, and I didn't hear anything from him. All of a sudden, I get an email saying, a package is on the way. Okay. And then when I open it, it has everything that he needs. Like, he has everything that he needs to replace everything in there. Whether he used a little bit of the medical tape or not, it has everything in here that he needs. And that's phenomenal. Like, what company does that? Like some companies will like, oh, you're missing all that, we're gonna send you 1 or 2 things. No, they sent a whole replacement kit. And then he even used this, and these things aren't cheap. Even the tourniquet in here isn't cheap. They still replaced it. No questions asked. Well, small questions asked, but you know, and they replaced everything. And that is phenomenal. I've never dealt with customer service like that. And once again, like I said, you can tell they're from the heart, and they send little patches and everything. So that's kind of cool. I'm a sucker for patches and sucker for stickers. I love stickers. So here's a Bear Independent. And I suggest you go and check them out. Check them out on YouTube. If you don't, I'm sure most people that are on this channel would actually know who he is. And also check out Refuge Medical. The prices for the things that they have is mind-blowing. If you can't, I suggest you get this. I really do. It's well worth the money. And if you can't afford that, at least get a tourniquet. Get a tourniquet and some gauze. Because at least that you can stop the severe bleeding and stop the minor bleeding. So if not for you, do it for your family, because you can at least have it in your car. And unfortunately, something happens to your family that's in the car, you can save their life. So it's well worth the money because you're saving your family. So I suggest doing your research, but also put Refuge Medical in your research list of who to check out. There's also, I want to give a little insight on, there's something called a rat's tourniquet. It's cheaper, but don't do it. Don't do it. It's cheap. You can only use it maybe once, and things start to break on that. And at least with these cat tourniquets, things start to break. That means you've used a lot. It's durable. So at least get a cat tourniquet and some bandages and gauze, and put in a little bag to have in your car or something, if you can't afford a kit like this. Without going too much in, dragging this video out, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay strong, shield wall up.